my dick! Never until we say so.
Moving sacks, so I steal my pivot. I could be dead or in jail any minute. We up next. Fucking visit like I'm trying to move out the hole when I'm finished. And ain't no bitch, I'm back and I'm better. And I'm loving this Beretta. Send me that Addy.
And all that shit just helping me now.
Right. Of course, you got to talk about, you always refer to yourself as the face of the Bronx. You said that, you're at the top of all the Bronx stuff and all of that. How do you see yourself like separating from everybody else, like in Bronx drill or just kind of in New York rap in general? Like, what did you think that you were doing that kind of got you in position?
I stood consistent. I stood out of jail. I stood out the bullshit, even though niggas say shit. I stood out the bullshit, and I focused on my real life. My real life. Before the music, I focused on my life, and once I structured my life up, I put the music into it, and I just went up.
Right. I think it's interesting when you said like you stayed out of the bullshit and like stayed out of jail and stuff like that. When did you kind of realize that the only way to kind of really make it a rap is, I think, number one, you got to stay free. Like you got to be here. You got to be available. So when did it click for you where you're like, all right, I just got to stay out of trouble. And like, that's one of the most important things here. If I just stay out of trouble, I'll be good.
When I met my manager, Noodles, he kept drilling that shit in my head all the time. You better stay out of jail, bro. If you don't stay out, you're not going to have no money. Just stay in the crib. He said, only way you're going to get a deal if you out of jail.
Wow. Nah, that's good. I think that's really good advice. And I think that also shows that, you have a manager that cares about you and is looking out for you, because him even saying that, like, that's bigger than music or like a rap career or you just being...
And that's before we even had a thought about making it or nothing. Like, it was just a dream. So,
right. I
cherish that shit a lot.
Right. No, because it's important. And, like, obviously that kind of stuff makes a difference. New York, I think New York rap scene is kind of interesting because it's evolved so quickly and it's changed so quickly. And just like you said, where, like, people didn't really buy into the Bronx drill thing because, a bigger acts in drill. Originally in New York, a lot of them were from, Brooklyn. But now there's so many of y'all, and y'all are making so much momentum and making so much headway and so much is going on. And you're definitely one of the people who, as you said, consistently has kept making noise and stuff like that. But you were like, you got to make them believe. Once you made them believe, kind of what was your next step after that? Where you realize, okay, they see this, they taking this seriously now. Now what do you do?
Now I got to stamp it for the world now. Now I got to just stamp it for the world. I had to stamp it for the world. Go in the stew, stay in the stew. That's how you go up too. People make one hit, they get signed, just stop working.
Right.
It's never stop. You're never supposed to stop. Just keep going.
Right. Of course, now, you have two of your newer songs, New Ops, We Dropping with PGF Nuke. He was on the show recently too, and he also talked about how, like, him as an artist, he goes to different cities and like gets a feel for what's going on out there and hangs out with different rappers and see who's who, so he can like always be aware of what's going on. How did you and him end up working together? And kind of how do you feel like these songs are preparing people for Face of the What, which comes out, tomorrow?
Like, my team, and I was been listening to his shit. Like, I fucked with his shit. So when they asked me, do I want to do a song with him, I was with it. And that just about to make my shit go up, you heard?
Right.
Turn me up. It just put me, because everybody's used to seeing me by myself. Like, everybody want to see me collaborate with people. Like, I'm so, like, by myself all the time. They want to see me with other rappers.